Master chocolatier Thomas from Lindt is joining me to show me how to make the most incredible layered chocolate cake.
Chocolate truffle cake we're going to make together. Now it starts by melting a little bit of chocolate. Okay. So again, I use 70% excellence for this, but whatever you like. But it needs to be something nice and intense and really rich and deep chocolate flavors. So could I ask you to cream together a little bit of sugar and the butter, nice and soft butter for this, very important.
Yep.
And maybe just put a little bit of vanilla in that as well, while I just get going with the chocolate and just melt the chocolate over a double boiler.
Now we're using some raw sugar here.
Raw caster sugar, I think it just sort of has like a nice sort of caramelly note as well. But by all means, you can just use standard caster sugar as well. Okay. No problem.
And of course you could make this cake in a stand mix.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
You've decided that I should work for my cake today.
I find it very relaxing doing that sort of whipping by hand. So it's part of a cooking process, and you know, a little bit of time in the kitchen to just relaxing. Get busy whipping.
That or you're making me work for my cake, Thomas. No.
Okay, so chocolate's all melted now, so we just take it off the heat.
Okay. And I've whisked the sugar and the butter.
And good job you've done as well, look at that.
And I'll add some vanilla bean paste.
Now for the chocolate element here, I'm going to do something a little bit tricky and what probably people are always told not to do, but I'm going to mix a little bit of water in here to actually make a paste to go into our butter. So we actually need eggs in there as well on your side. So if you want to crack the eggs in one by one and just mix well after each. So I'll just start with a little bit of water first, and you'll see it'll actually start to thicken. But we want to get this mixture almost like the same sort of consistency as what our cake batter will be in the end.
And then I'm just incorporating the egg each time so we don't get that curdled result.
So that's ready to go into your mix now.
Okay.
And you'll see that actually just make the whole mixture beautifully decadent chocolatey. We're pretty much ready to go as well with the nuts. So hazelnuts first. Okay. And almonds second. Almonds. And they're toasted lightly, both those little meals, just to bring out the nuttiness of the actual flavour.
And breadcrumbs.
Of the nuts. And breadcrumbs instead of flour. Again, it just sort of keeps the cake texture a little bit shorter rather than sort of make it cakey, I guess. Sure. It's just really sort of short and rich and decadent. Just what we want with something like a truffle cake.
Nice.
And then we're ready to bring it into the tin after.
Now, Thomas, how long are we going to cook this delicious truffle cake for?
Look, it really depends a little bit on the ovens as well, but easiest way until the knife comes out nice and clean, probably about half an hour or so.
Fabulous.
And just a little tip as well when you put cake batter into a tin like this, because the cake always rises much more in the center. So bring the batter up on the sides a little bit more, and then once the cake rises, it should be really nice and level.
Great tip. Done.
Perfect. Okay, now for our ganache, we just need to boil the cream, and I'll get you to chop a little bit of chocolate, put it straight in here.
Sure can.
Mix it together. Thank you. Okay, now I'm just going to put a little bit of glucose as well, just into the cream. It just helps it make the ganache a little bit silkier and velvety.
Nice.
And now we put this hot cream over the chocolate and blitz it with the butter.
Nice.
Okay, we're ready for the butter. And then we're ready for the cognac as well. Perfect. I think that's okay. Okay, that's ready to come out.
Fantastic. And I'll just place that into a bowl?
Perfect.
I'll do that.
It's actually almost best as well if you do that just the night before and let it settle overnight, so then you get a perfectly spreadable chocolate ganache.
Fantastic.
Now what I'm going to do is just cut the cake twice, just so we can fill it with that beautiful ganache.
I must admit, the smell of that cognac in this ganache, just divine.
So it doesn't really matter if you cut this cake twice or fill it just once, but I think while we're here, let's fill it twice to really make it decadent and rich.
It's a really moist cake,
Absolutely.
isn't it?
So that's what it does when you only have hazelnut meals
Yeah.
and that little bit of the breadcrumbs in there rather than the flour.
We were discussing this before, but my favourite combinations in the world would have to be a dark chocolate with hazelnut. Just any nut. It's just such a synonymous flavour with each other, aren't they?
It's a really, really good harmony.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you just build that straight onto a cake stand. And I will probably start with what was the top, put on the bottom of the cake.
Okay.
And then we have a little bit of sugar syrup.
Sugar syrup.
And we might just, if we have like a brush or a spoon, just sort of push that onto the layer. Now, because it is such a dense cake, it's not going to absorb a lot of the liquid, but it just sort of helps to give that beautiful decadent flavour.
And I see that you've brought more chocolate in. We've got these lovely little truffle-like chocolates.
Absolutely.
These are 70% chocolate. Are these just for me to snack on while you're making my cake?
I brought enough for you to snack on, and we put a couple on top as well. Because being a chocolate truffle cake, I think we should decorate it with a bit of a chocolate truffle as well. And basically, a Lindor ball is nothing but a chocolate truffle.
Fabulous.
So chocolate shell, and then this beautiful, decadent, smooth melting centre in the middle.
And we've also got these dark chocolate balls with raspberry and cranberry in it.
So we're just going to layer the first sort of bit with the ganache, and you can, like, if you leave that chocolate ganache overnight, it'd be spreadable as well. But you know, it'd be really nice and rich to just sort of put it on as is. So we just bring this right onto the edge. So we use cognac in this syrup, but you know, you can use amaretto, you can use whiskey, you can use anything. But a classic sort of dark chocolate truffle basically is that sort of cognac, armagnac sort of pairing.
Fabulous.
With chocolate.
If you don't like chocolate, this is not the dessert for you.
Oh, you're on the wrong show. Then we're going to put this layer in the middle, and that doesn't matter. Like, we just put it in here because we're all going to cover it up with decadent chocolate. Would you like to put a little bit of syrup on there?
Love to. Teamwork. A little syrup.
Let's do it.
Just around there. And we'll spread it out. Okay. And more chocolate.
More chocolate. And this could almost make like that perfect little drizzle cake as well, you know, where you have the chocolate just drizzle over the side of it once we sort of decorate the top. Important to go all the way to the edge. No one wants to miss out on any extra chocolate.
That on top. Gently placing it on the top.
Yeah, but that's one of the things, because we haven't got any flour in there, it really is just sort of really quite short in texture.
I'm just waiting for you to do a Justine, which is pour all the chocolate on top.
Oh, we can go and do that. Why doesn't Justine do it, Justine?
No.
Go on.
No, this cake, I'm just controlling myself.
So we just do a slight little push over the sides. So why don't we start decorating it now with the truffles? Let me just put it up on the stand.
Sure.
Really give it the prime place it deserves.
Sure does.
And then,
Truffles.
thank you so much.
It's just that whole idea of chocolate on top of chocolate, on top of chocolate, on top of chocolate is all you need. That is fantastic. That is a real treat, and it is decadent. So you only need a small piece. Or if you're like us, who are slightly chocoholics.
A couple of small pieces.
Yeah, a couple of small pieces. That's fantastic. Thank you.
My pleasure.